Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. Saint Lucia rolls out a CARICOM initiative to enable the growth and development of less developed countries. CARICOM Secretary-General marks notable progress within CSME, and Cassandra Edwards tops the 2019 Haynes Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Teen Pageant. The Ministry of Commerce, International Trade, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs will be implementing a CARICOM-wide initiative to enable the growth and development of the less developed countries of CARICOM. Article 164 will see a new and third edition being rolled out come January 1, 2020. According to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, Article 164 is a regime which seeks to promote industrial development among the less developed countries, LDCs, of CARICOM. Under this regime, which was first introduced by the decision of the 21st meeting of the CARICOM Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTED, in 2006, CARICOM LDCs, including Saint Lucia, may, if necessary, as a temporary measure, suspend community origin treatment on imports of a specified list of goods imported from the more developed countries, MDCs, of CARICOM, and from third countries. The regime covers 14 product groups across 39 tariff lines and provides tariff protection to most of the products on the list for a period of 10 years. Director of International Trade at the Ministry of Commerce, Dr. Thomas Samuel, explains how the regime will work.
So if a good on that list comes from an MDC, it would attract a tariff. And in our case, the regime covers 39 tariff lines or 14 product groups. Okay. And these groups or these products are products that the beneficiary countries or LDCs have the capacity to produce or existing production capacity.
Executive Director of the Saint Lucia Manufacturers Association, Paula James, welcomes the move.
A lot of the members are still struggling with the high cost to produce an item. And competing with the MDCs, which is the bigger ones. Some of them have oil, they have the capacity, they have everything, shipping, everything. It becomes harder for our manufacturers to compete. So Article 164 gives them an opportunity to try and put some more systems in place whereby it will help reduce their costs. And from the first round of the implementation of Article 164, shipping has been an issue, an area that we have been trying to address. To get something from here to get to Antigua, you may have to make a round depending on what it is, send it all to Miami, and then it comes back down to Antigua. So that in itself throws your cost way above.
Dr. Samuel says that for the consumer, prices would only rise depending on the origin of the product.
If the consumer buys a product from, locally, then, or from an LDC, there would be no increase in price. There should not be. If they choose to keep their preferences as far as the brands that they have been consuming, and if these brands originate from an MDC, there is likely to be an increase in price. Because remember, the objective of this arrangement is to actually increase trade and production in the LDCs. Yes. So it stands to reason that the MDC product would be affected.
The objective of the regime is to increase the participation of LDCs in intra-regional trade, and in doing so, increase the level of equity in the distribution of the benefits from the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, by enhancing the competitiveness of the products covered under the Article 164 regime. CARICOM Secretary-General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque has marked notable progress in the CARICOM Single Market and Economy. Susangan English Francis of CARICOM News Time reports.
8 CARICOM member states have agreed to provisionally apply contingent rights to spouses and dependents of persons who work under the free movement of skills regime of the CSME. Those rights allow them to access primary health care and education. Barbados has begun preparations to allow children of CARICOM nationals who work on the island to access public education. The Barbados Government Information Service, in a recent release, said all CARICOM nationals under the age of 16 who reside in Barbados will be afforded access to the government nursery, primary, and secondary schools without being charged tuition fees. CARICOM students will not be required to have student visa. However, they will pay all fees that are applicable to Barbadian students.
Saint Lucia and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union is projected to experience an exciting year of economic growth and development. That's according to the governor of the ECCB, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy N.J. Antoine. In his 2019 Christmas message, the ECCB governor reported a projected growth of more than 3%, notwithstanding the myriad of challenges.
These include the existential threat of a climate crisis, the ongoing issue of the loss of corresponding banking relations, and high unemployment among our youth. These challenges notwithstanding, we are thankful that our beautiful isles were spared this past hurricane season. This year, our currency union is set to record solid growth of about 3.3%. Throughout the year, we vigorously pursued our transformation agenda, including inter alia, the launch of the first phase of our digital currency pilot, the launch of polymer notes, and the completion of phase 1 of our campus greening program, our solar carport. We thank each of you for your prayers and support. As we look ahead to 2020, an exciting year beckons. 3 of the bank's key priorities will be financial stability, digital transformation, and climate resilience. At this moment, we project growth for our currency union of about 3.5%.
And that was Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antoine. Meantime, with several projects soon to come on stream here in Saint Lucia, government is looking to capitalize fully on available opportunities. Saint Lucia officially joined the equine industry with the Royal Saint Lucia Turf Club hosting 5 thoroughbred races on the 13th of December 2019. Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Shasney said the project opens many doors not only for Saint Lucia but for the region as a whole.
The horse racing track is very much like a golf course. It's a catalyst. In itself, it's not going to make money, but everybody around it is going to make money. And this is a new industry. It's not new to Barbados. It's certainly not new to Jamaica or Trinidad. But I think our attempt here is to take it to a completely different level than anybody else has. And the goal is to cause everybody to be able to improve. And hopefully that the same way that the Caribbean is known as a major tourism destination, that we can collectively together work to make sure that we're also known as a major equestrian destination. And that the kings of this sport all now call the Caribbean their home. So I just want to say that we want to be part of a region. We want to be able to play our part and have this crown in the jewel of the Caribbean. We're bringing a tourist that never were here before. A Barbadian company did the FBO, Paul Worrell. I am. And many of the people that were trained here were trained by Barbadians. Many of the jockeys for many years in Saint Lucia were trained in Barbados. And we want to be able to benefit on the experience of Barbados and Trinidad and Jamaica and to marry that with the experience of DSH and particularly China Horse Club.
Vice President of Boarding Operations of Tailor Made Farm, Frank Taylor, threw his support behind the project.
T.O. King is a visionary. He's done some amazing things in the past, and I believe that there's a great opportunity with the Saint Lucia government being able to work with T.O. to combine his vision with their vision, and I think it can be a super successful venture. And the beauty of it is it's a venture that helps this country and helps people to grow. And I know T.O. and Elliot and myself are all about doing things that are to help people move up, give them an upward opportunity from where they are. I know on this end of the island. I've heard that there's some not great numbers as far as employment, and bringing this kind of opportunity here to the people of the islands, I think it's just a win-win. I think the investors have a great opportunity to come in and to thrive and enjoy this beautiful climate, and to invest here. And I think it has unlimited possibilities and will have a worldwide effect.
Minister for Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries, Honorable Dominic Fede, indicated that there is also opportunity for the region to grow the tourism product collectively, something he explained can be done through the Caribbean Tourism Organization.
We have certainly seen the abandonment and the ostracization of the Caribbean brand as a marketing initiative to bring about greater yields and greater arrival numbers to the Caribbean. We have seen the abandonment of very important data that is required for the development and for the promotion of tourism in the region. And so the restructuring exercise is aimed at ensuring that these two pillars are optimized, that we first of all build a strong and dynamic CTO that's going to be able to market the entire Caribbean, and as well to build a very strong and dynamic repository of tourism data, so that we can see the region becoming a very, very strong region and being able to compete with some of the leading regions in the world, such as the Pacific and the Hawaii group of islands, even Brand USA.
And that was the Minister for Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries, Honorable Dominic Fede. And this is the NTN Nightly. We'll be back in a moment.
Yes, Saint Lucia, this is your boy Mark 11 telling all the drivers on the road. Be careful on the roads today and always roll with a designated driver. If you're the driver, drink responsibly. Go and come back home safely. Out.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness, Human Services, Gender Relations, and this station.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has lauded the contribution of Dr. Merlene Fredericks-James to healthcare as the first female Chief Medical Officer of Saint Lucia as she retires from the public service. Dr. Fredericks-James assumed the responsibility of Chief Medical Officer in October of 2009. During her tenure over the last 10 years, Saint Lucia has noted marked improvements in public health care under her stewardship and guidance. Dr. Fredericks-James has been instrumental in the development and establishment of the present public health structure within the Ministry of Health, which has facilitated the capacity to manage a wider range of programs. One of her greatest passions is professional development and training of officers, and as a result, she has encouraged and facilitated the training of physicians, nurses, environmental health officers, health educators, surveillance officers, to name a few. This has strengthened the Ministry of Health to develop programs such as the HIV/AIDS program, disaster management, chronic non-communicable diseases, and immunization. Other achievements include the reduction in nuisances which affected schools and homes, increased licensing compliance of licensable establishments such as food handling establishments and hotels, ensuring safer health conditions for all. She also facilitated the perinatal audit with the support of PAHO and ensured that the necessary measures had been put in place to address gaps needed to decrease maternal and infant mortality. The Ministry of Health and Wellness wishes to thank Dr. Fredericks-James for her hard work and tremendous contribution to healthcare in St. Lucia, and wishes her the best in her future endeavors. Cassandra Edwards has captured the title of Haynes Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Teen 2019 pageant. Cassandra was crowned on December 30th, 2019, 10 years after another St. Lucian won the title.
10 of the most talented teens in the Caribbean vied for the coveted prestigious title, Haynes Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Teen 2019. Cassandra Edwards has captured the title 10 years after Consuelo Dupal, the former St. Lucian representative who won the title. Janice Dupal, Consuelo's mother, served as chaperone.
We made sure that we got all our segments in order. which would be the speech, and the speech this year was about pride, whether it's pride about sporting activities, cultural, or anything that is new, anything that is happening, anything that happened this year in the country. And what was very instrumental for Cassandra is that she played a significant role in her talent, the script of her talent. And while we didn't get best talent, obviously, she was very consistent.
Earlier this year, Cassandra Edwards also won the 2019 Queen of Grosley title. Edwards says she is looking forward to her reign as a Caribbean role model.
It is my first time in pageantry this year, having won Queen of Grosley and now Miss Haynes Smith Talented Teen 2019-2020. I believe I want to take the time to use my reign, use my platform to inspire young girls. I don't want to have to rush it. I want to take my time and enjoy it, bask in its glory, and be a role model to the youth.
Minister with responsibility for culture and creative industries, Senator Honorable Fortuna Bell Rose, commended the Miss Caribbean Talented Teen on her astonishing representation of her island.
We are proud of you. We're happy that you want to continue to be a role model for young people, because that's what it's all about. When you get the opportunity, you get to represent, and you get to represent and be a spokesperson for other young persons like yourself. So we're indeed pleased that you've been able to win and represent us. We are heartened by the fact that this year alone we've won so many different pageants. We are currently the champions at the OECS as well. Yes. Ulika Frederick won that crown. And so you now coming in with the teen crown makes it even more symbolic.
The Haynes Smith Miss Caribbean Talented Teen took place on Sunday, December 30th, 2019. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
And stay with the NTN Nightly. We'll be back in a moment.
Climat la terre a changé, et ça a affecté nous toutes. Cyclone qui a venu plus mauvais, gros de l'eau et la panne de l'eau qui a détruit les animaux et plants. Quand la mer qui a venu plus chaud, et qui a tué place qui s'est poisson dans la habité. La mer chaude a aussi changé manière ces poissons qui a quitté d'un côté et aller à l'autre côté. Cette liste a contribué un petit gaz en l'espace. Quand un petit pays, nous avons essayé de faire tout ça, nous avons fait pour assurer que nous baisser à la quantité de gaz nous avons servi pour empêcher la terre à venir plus chaud. Et faut pour baisser à la quantité de gaz nous avons servi, c'est mitigation. Le climat a changé. Il y a chaque année, depuis nous tout où le vent la terre, brûler gaz, l'huile et charbon. Et ça a en cause la terre à venir à chaque plus chaud. Ça nous ne pouvons faire tout moment, c'est pour adapter. Fait tout ça nous a fait pour préparer et répondre pour ces conséquences négatives à la cause du changement climatique. Nous tous, ça fait quelque chose. Par exemple, nous pouvons assurer que nous protéger tout ça nous avons planté. Servir fumier qui est naturel. Bâtir nous pour abattre des dommages en temps cyclone et gros de l'eau. Construire canal pour de l'eau courir bien comme il faut. Et assurer que le canal là pas désordre. Faire tout ça qui est possible pour vivre en temps de changement climatique. Trouver plus d'informations à ce plan d'adaptation national gouvernement et des démarches ou même ça prend pour protéger le corps et tout l'autre citoyen.
And here's a look now at what's happening to us. And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the Saint Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.